I've learned how to start a business, I've learned how to be successful, I've learned how to work consequently, and suddenly it felt bored for me. 2022, the situation was happened that we were starting to the east. So we didn't have any special goal for our trip. We have an old bus, an old car, and it was full of stuff, of clothes and of food. That's it. Many people could understand directly what we are doing because we had a good life and so on. We had a business running, and so why you are switching your life?
И он приехал: ой, Ири Фарин heute in поликлиник. Поедем сегодня в поликлинику.
No, it was not a risk in this way. It was a chance. Привет всем. Я зовут Нину, и я живу вместе жена в Беларуси 1 год и 7 месяцев в деревне. I was born in 1983 in the GDR, and when the reuniting Germany, I was a child, of course, but it was a very important fact that the GDR was bringing some basics to me, especially how you would live or live together with people. During the studying, I also was working for an ecological online shop, and that time I was working a lot of economics and strategics and how to start and build up in business, making the world better, to bring good products to the people, clean products, not chemicals and so on. A lot of times in my life when I was doing something and suddenly it was boring, and so I stopped it and make some new. I've recognized for my own, I was asking myself, okay, so what's up, why it's boring? It's a part of my life, a very important part, so what can I do to change, to make it more interesting again and so on. Or I was talking to Chika and we both decided, okay, we have to start new. And where and when and so on, it was not clear, but the decision was there, we have to start new. The first stop we had was Eastern Europe, Poland, but we didn't like it. It was nearly the same like Germany and very modern in this way, and we, especially my wife from Japan, Japan is a very modern country too, and we know the modern countries, so we are bored about, and that's why we wanted to see some natural things or some back to the roots things or something like this.
I thought at first, where is Belarus? And then I looked the internet, what is Belarus, where and how it is, and so, and I thought, okay, why not? At first I thought it's very nice, and not so many people live in Belarus because we are very tired of big city. We used to live in Berlin and near from Berlin also. Maybe we would find something new. First winter was very hard for me because I grew up in Japan, and in Japan where I used to live there was not so much snow, and here we have a toilet outside. And in the night, I was pregnant also, and in the night I went to the toilet and it's cold and dark, and yeah, why should I go outside to? I think Belarus is very, very attractive to men, especially. But for us women, it's also possible to live. When I see the babushkas, okay, I have to do it. Yeah.
When we were coming to here, for me it was like being in a village GDR in the maybe 80s or 90s, because it was similar there, and so it wasn't a cultural shock for me, but for my wife it was definitely. We decided to live here because I would say we were bored about the Western high-tech or whatever, and we were searching with our trip we started for a reduced life in this way, a normal reduced life, natural life. We were getting in contact with the family about internet, Telegram, social media. They wanted us to help to find a good place. We together, the family together, or the wife sometimes or the man, were taking the car and making some trips to some houses, checking out the houses. And I think we have seen 17 houses before we decided. The decision was clear to buy this. Now we are walking through our village. Just now there are 7 houses roundabout where people are living. We are the youngest fraction in this way. No children at all. Children are here when it's holiday, canicule, at the weekend. We were getting some support from the people when we were moving to the village. At first, mainly with some food. They were giving us some food and some advices how to dealing with the gas bottles, also on where to get or to buy gas, and what is necessary to renovate with the house at first, and so on.
Надо было ему там немножко с огородом, так я его там с культиватором ездил, помог. Ну, так его что-нибудь попросишь привезти, там магазин едет, он привезет. Ну, гости когда приходят, посидеть, поговорить, и с женой.
Скажите, хорошо ли понимаете друг друга? На каком языке общаетесь?
Ну, он немножко так соображает и по-русски говорит. А так первые дни там через телефон, переводчик. Вот такие дела.
Здравствуйте.
Привет. So, до встречи. The village during the year, it's very empty and very noiseless. It's very quiet here all around. The nature is very clean, the fresh air and the clean water and so on. Yeah, that's why we also decided to be here, to live here. Здравствуйте, Раиса.
Здравствуйте, здравствуйте. Мы его приняли как наш сын, а ее как наша дочка. В том году, 8 марта, руку себе сломила. И он приехал. Ой, Ире Фарин heute in поликлиник. Поедем сегодня в поликлинику. Ну, у поликлинику уже закрыто, это вечер. Потом поехали уже на следующий день. Обыкновенный такой, как и все наши люди. Мои такие сыновья тоже.
I've learned Russian language in school for 5 years, but it's a long time ago, 20 years, more than 20 years. So my Russian is very bad. Там, мы start наш дом. Как-то? Сколько время?
Ну, часа у два.
Какое? Два? 2 часа?
Да, с обеда.
But I feel when I live here, I want to be part of the society, I would say. And I want to speak the language too. And for our children, for example, our son, he was going in kindergarten, детский сад, and today he's in school since September. He speaks very well Russian, and he can translate some too, very good. That's what we also want to, that our children can grow up in the Belarusian society, to be part of it, because we are here now. For me, in the village, definitely problem is alcohol. A lot of men or women too, they are wasting their potential with the alcohol, and there's so much to do in the village life you can do when you are able to see it. But when you taking the drugs or the alcohol or something like this, it seems like to me, it's wasting all the lifetime. And all the strong men, they could not do the strong work again, or they could not be a part of the family or something like this. All the families with the alcoholic problem, they have big problems, I'm sure, and getting destroyed. I don't like new furnitures at first. And I try to renovate in this way old ones, like the scarf here. It's from here, from the house, or in the kitchen too, or the thing here, the big scarf here. I was creating by myself on the backside of the wall here. I don't want to buy. This time is over. I don't only want to buy. I want to make it with my hands. I was starting to remount or reconstruct this house by myself, by my hands, all the time. And every time I'm sitting in the kitchen or here, I see some, and then, oh, okay, I can change it. I can make it better, or I can make it more to what we need. And so it's also part of freedom we have here. We can do whatever we want. We can make the house to our personal partner, I would say, and to feel very welcome here when we are here. And I like to be here. It's my favorite place, of course. It's our house. For me, there are a lot of books I've read about garden topics, because it's in my interest on top. They are very special, concentrated with ecological garden topics, making a greenhouse, how can you do mixed culture by vegetables and so on, or making the compost more fast than normally. And then when I've read it, I like to try it in reality, if it works. 2 weeks ago, we had 27 degrees minus, and that's why our kapusta looks terrible just now, but it starts growing again. And here, how you can see it, it's getting green. A few days ago it was totally brown and yellow, but now it starts growing again. And in a few weeks or in spring, we will get fresh leaves too. Our place just have a half size of the normal, because we only have now about 1,100 square meters. But for the first activities, it's enough. Just here we have a small masterska. And here is the banya, our washing house. When we were coming to here, the sauna or the banya was inclusive the house. So at first I didn't knew how to work with it, because it's a black banya, Chernaya banya. It needed a lot of tries to make it in a good condition to us, that it's not, that the dust or the Smoke is not so much, but now we all love it and we use it a lot. A lot of people are doing it in this way when they are producing their own food, and it's also a perfect ground for it in Belarus because, for example, you have the colored jets or something like this. You have a water connection on the place where you live in. In the Western societies, you make contracts when you rent a house or something like this. You make contracts to the water companies and you pay for, and when the water is used, you pay for, and so on. So for all you pay, yeah. And here it's just you have the colored jets, and taking out the water you really need for the garden or for washing dishes or so on. So this is a very good example to be connected to the place where you live in. For example, you also can or could produce electricity, or you can clean up the water by yourself or something like this. All these topics are permaculture. You can make in your own soil, or you can produce a special type of cheese or something like this. All you are able to, you can do it. This is permaculture. We just start to rent our guest house. We've bought a second house here in the village on the other side of the road. So, welcome to our guest house. It's very fresh and very new that we can rent it as a guest house. I rebuilt it in this way last year, and now it's ready for renting. We want to make it attractive to the people from the cities, younger people from the cities, to see how beautiful the life in the village is happening when you are here. All the nature and so on, and all the connections you can find here, especially to the people. It's more private than in cities. And also bringing the informations about permaculture, working with permaculture, living with permaculture, because it's not only a topic for the garden, it's a topic for all the life. It's like a lifestyle, I would say. My job is just now to making the house nice and work in Germany 2 or 3 times a year, earning the money and renovating our house again, and here find new jobs for us. When you are at the village, when you live in the village and you go shopping in the magazine, of course there's a very raw list of products, yeah. But it's enough. I think it's totally enough. And I like not to be in front of a kitchen and I don't know what type of yogurt, for example, I want to eat today. So there are 2 or 3 types of yogurt and you, okay, I take this one today. So for me, it's in this way, it's very comfortable, because I don't waste so much time to decide for products, something like this. I think the quality of the products in Belarus is such high, very high, because, for example, we had a big problem with the muka in Germany. When we eat bread, for example, it felt like being sick from the inside, and a lot of pickles are starting and so on. It was like an allergy, yeah. And when we are coming to here, it stopped. Germans and Belarusians, they are producing a lot of similar products, and also the kitchen, it's a little similar. Big theme in the kitchen or in the garden is definitely kartoshka, kartoffel, and also kapusta, and also svekla and ogorets. So the main base of the products, it's the same. My wife is baking the bread in our oven, in our Russian oven here in the kitchen. She's doing it by herself. We don't buy it in the shop. our own goal or our own wish is to create maybe 70–80% of our own food by ourselves here at home. Yeah, it seems like to be boring, but when you live here, you have a lot of work to do, especially when you have a house, an old house. I have so many ideas and I never feel bored. I don't need to go to a restaurant or to football stadium and so on. My activities in the garden and in winter in the house are planning my whole time. So yeah, I'm a very busy man here. I think just here we have our base, and that's why we are spending so much time and energy to making the house and the character here around us of this place, to make it personal to us. This should be definitely one part of us, one base of us. My family is able to live wherever they want to. So of course I want to hold this part of freedom too, because it's also a part of freedom for me to decide where I want to be, where I want to create in this way, create the life. But the base, I feel now, should be stay here.